We have a heck of a story time today, boys. I got myself a steal of a fragrance that I've never heard about. Can you guess what it is? Strap up. We're going for a ride. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Hey, listen. So let's just get right into it. Story time, man. I was driving today off of work. I had to go to my son's, meet the teacher night. And I thought on the way home, you know what? I'm going to stop at TJ Maxx. Now, I'm going to be honest. Even though TJ Maxx has a lot of, they typically have like a clones and dupes section that's kind of out in the open, not caged up. And then they have a caged glass deal that has a lot of their more designer stuff. I don't normally luck out in TJ Maxx very much. I find that, if you're trying to get like some Jimmy Choo or some Versace Eros or some Ferragamo, stuff like that, you're going to get it, the K fragrance, Dolce & Gabbana K, Dolce & Gabbana the One, stuff like that. You can get it like 10 to 20 bucks below retail, but you can't get it cheaper than you can get it online, which is why I hate going to TJ Maxx, because a lot of the cage stuff is not truly discounted like it is online, like a Fragrance Net or something like that. But sometimes they do get some fragrances you've never seen hit the shelf and that you likely won't get cheaper on the internet, like today. This was crazy. I went into TJ Maxx and I actually went to the clones and dupe area. Typically, when you go to this section of the store, there's all the beard creams and stuff like that, and they're going to have just a bunch of fragrances laying out, and they're all going to be clones and dupes of things like Dolce & Gabbana K, Effing Fabulous by Tom Ford, Red Tobacco, a lot of like sandalwoody, oriental fragrances, musks fragrances, a lot of Baccarat Rouge knockoff, stuff like that. Most of them suck, I'm going to be honest. Like 99% of the open shelf bottles suck. But I actually saw this fragrance sitting amongst the clones and dupes. And it was in a box and it was sealed. It wasn't out in the open for test, which most of these fragrances that aren't caged up are basically tester bottles. That's why they mark them down. This is a fragrance from the house of Lattafa, and this is none other than Ram's Gold. Not silver, Ram's Gold. I scored this fragrance for $17, 100 ml. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not buy it because I knew what it smelled like. I've never seen this fragrance before. I see a lot of people talking about Ram's Silver, and I forget what Ram's Silver clones because I haven't really had my eyes on Ram's Silver. But when I saw Ram's Gold, I just off the rip, it being $17, and I had almost never seen a Lattafa fragrance in a TJ Maxx, let alone a Ross or something like that. I just felt compelled to buy it. So I did a quick look up on my phone, people saying it smells fruity but masculine. And I was like, I got to get my nose on this, man. I just want to take it home just to say I copped some Lattafa locally, not online. And it was 17 bucks. You can't really go wrong there. And I knew Lattafa Ram's Silver had a lot of rant and rave. So I figured this guy had to be at least somewhat in the ballpark of a reasonable fragrance. Okay, then I bought it and took it home so we could talk about it. Now, this fragrance apparently clones Xerjoff's Alexandria. I'm going to actually look this up. Xerjoff's Alexandria 2. There's mixed reviews online. Some people said it smelled like Jean-Paul Gaultier, but just smelling the head on the bottle, there's no way it's an ultra male clone. I think that might be the Lattafa Ram's Silver. Who knows? Yeah, I think Xerjoff's Alexandria II. Who knows? I'm going to tell you what it really smells like and give you guys the lowdown. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to get the test strip out. I don't think I'm going to put it on skin, to be honest with you guys. Sometimes I'm feeling it, sometimes I'm not. Let's see this fruity opening people are ranting and raving about. I just hope it's quality. Mmm. Mmm. You guys, listen, before I get into my rant here, because first off, this fragrance is good. This fragrance is really good. North of 80% in terms of just quality. Doesn't really smell too synthetic either. Way to go, Latafa. Before I get into a rave, you guys know me. I typically don't rock with sweet, fruity fragrances. I'm 35 years old. That's just not how I get down. I don't like even smelling kind of reminiscent of some little teeny bop girl's eau de toilette body mist. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel like a lot of fruity fragrances come off. You start getting into that coconut and apple and peach and plum and rose. That's stuff that they put in eau de toilette body mists for young girls, 25 and below. So that's why I'm not really into that stuff. And that's why, for instance, with Baccarat Rouge, even though it's somewhat unisex, I can't get with it. It's just, it doesn't present me well for as far as masculinity in terms of, I just don't like rocking a lot of fruit because I just feel like it's so reminiscent of teeny bop girl stuff, even if it smells expensive. With that being said, though, guys, I got to spray this again. This is a great fragrance. It ain't for me, but I might pull this out once in a while as just like a shocker because I haven't smelled Xerjoff's Alexandria. But this smells good, guys. I mean, this has a very eau de toilette feel. It's got to be an eau de parfum. It is an eau de parfum concentrate, but I'm going to be honest, it comes off very much eau de toilette. It's light, it's crisp. It smells like a basket of fruit, specifically apples, peaches, grapes, and white and pink florals. And the base is probably some kind of vanilla or something just kind of running the... Okay. All right, well, we got commercials on Fragrantica running. I apologize. But yeah, it's like a fruit basket, but it's super airy and crisp. It's got an eau de toilette type of vibe where everything's just got a nice airiness to it. It's florals, it's fruits. It's got like almost a peach apricot nuance to it as like the dominant fruit, but it does smell very like fruit medley-esque. Very nice, very light. It is super reminiscent of Baccarat Rouge. Not quite on that, I don't want to say cinnamony because I don't think Baccarat Rouge has cinnamon in it, but let me look. Baccarat Rouge 540, the non-extrait. Just very ambery. Let's see. Baccarat. Let's look at the extrait. So it's an amber-driven fragrance. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a lot of the Baccarat Rouge clones, but it doesn't go there. Like, it takes a left turn and goes inspired to more of like this kind of peach apricot plummy crispness. It's really nice. I think a fragrance like this leans feminine. I'm going to just be honest with you. It's a unisex fragrance. It leans feminine, but I wouldn't hate it if a guy wore this. I think you chill on the trigger finger, even though it's got an eau de toilette vibe. You might just wear it like any other fragrance and put a fragrance like this is something you'd put like 6 to 10 sprays on. But I think if you're a guy, 6 to 10 sprays would be super suspect. I think you got to stay around 3 or 4, man, and hit the clothes. Don't hit the skin. You want the fragrance to aerate as a man, at least to me. Whereas with a girl, 6 to 10 sprays, you're putting it on skin, you're putting it on your purse. I mean, this is liquid gold for a woman, to be honest. It's got the Baccarat feel, but it dips off into peach, plum, apricot goodness. Let's take a look real quick for the note breakdown. So here's the bottle. As you can see, gold is for men and women. This fragrance, I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, is just super slept on. So look at this. Okay. On the top, you got apple, peach, pear, orange, black currant. You really get no black currant here. Jasmine and rose and orange blossom in the middle, just beautiful flowers. And then on the bottom, you got your usual kind of suspects with sandalwood, vanilla, white musk, and patchouli. This is a masterful fragrance, guys. I'm going to just let you take a second to look at this. You might believe that this leans super feminine, but not quite. I mean, it does. Actually, I ain't even going to lie to you. It does. But a man with a light trigger finger on this could pull this off. This is going to be for my younger guys. You know what I'm saying? 25 and under. You're going to hit yourself with 2 to 4 sprays when you're out and about, and girls are going to be like, ooh, he smells, Now, if it's a girl who's really about her business, and she's a super independent woman, she's grown, this ain't going to fly for her because this is going to smell like something she's got in her own bag. You know what I'm saying? But if you're wearing it super casually as a guy, like some, hey, look, I just smell good, but this is just some casual wear, you could get away with it. Unisex leaning feminine by a decent amount. I mean, you could see it, guys. I mean, the base is really the only thing masculine here. We all know that florals are something that as you get older as a man, you open yourself up to more. But as far as this apple, peach, pear, orange, black currant, really only young guys would look at that with some type of, yeah, I might like this, but this is a very girly lineup in terms of ingredients. But with that being said, because it comes off somewhat Baccarat Rouge-esque, I think Baccarat Rouge, and this is going to be something I talk about later on, I think Baccarat Rouge can certainly come off leaning feminine, absolutely. But some guys very comfortably will rock Baccarat Rouge, and I'm not a hater of that. You know what I'm saying? I think I got to see it for myself. I would not rock Baccarat Rouge myself, but I would have to see a guy do it to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Just because that whole fruity, floral, ambery kind of vibe just doesn't fit my profile, my personality. When I rock a fragrance, there's certain elements to manhood that I think are just essential. Freshness, strength, crispness, class, sophistication. And I just think that you could have sophistication with fruits and sweets and florals, but it's just a pairing that's non-reminiscent of anything manly. But to each his own, man. I think you could rock this. It borders the same type of palette as somebody who would like a Baccarat Rouge fragrance, so that's why I'm not writing off men entirely. But I am gonna, I am a man, so I have no problem trying a fragrance and seeing, what my wife's response is, seeing how I smell it on myself. But I'm definitely going to chill on the trigger finger here. Projection and longevity, I'm going to call this mid. You know what I'm saying? 5 out of 10. I think it shines 25 and younger. The older you get with this, the more you got to be super casual with it. As a man, do not try to suit and tie this. Do not try to get romantic with your girl coming off smelling like freaking peach, pear, and plum. It's not gonna fly. Anything semi-serious, you gotta just be running around doing errands. That way, if someone smells you, they just think you happen to brush off on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it's gotta come off. But it is a very pleasing fragrance. If I smelled this on a woman, I'd be like, yeah, I like that a lot. If I smelt it on a man, I definitely would be like, who knows though? Maybe on skin it warms up. Like I said, I'm willing to give it the respect it's due. So I'm going to rock it once and see if we can let it fly. Nonetheless, it is a very high quality fragrance, non-synthetic. Let's just go through the general basics. I found it at TJ Maxx for $17. You're probably going to find a fragrance for this online for around $20 to $25, including shipping. I think it's well worth the price. If you don't like it, give it to your girl. She'll absolutely love it. And this is a sleeper for me because I heard of Rams Silver. I had never heard of Rams Gold. Decent looking bottle, you know what I mean? Quality, projection and longevity. I don't think you're going to get anything north of 4 hours on something like this. If you rock 10 sprays, you might hit the 6 hour range, but I just don't think it reads like an eau de parfum. I think it reads eau de toilette, very airy and crisp, just right off rip. So if you want it to go for 4 to 6 hours, you might have to rock it more on skin than clothes, which you should be doing anyway if you know how to apply fragrance. But I think this is going to be 3 to 4 hours of solid performance, projection, longevity. I don't think the scent trail is going to be too heavy outdoors, but indoors you'll get a decent scent trail. And yeah, longevity, I think you're going to stop after the 4 hour mark. You're probably going to become more of a skin scent. This is going to be a fragrance you put in a decant and bring with you to spritz back up. And occasions, I think, is super casual. If you're 25 and below, you might be able to swing this on some casual date night. Not a girl you're serious with, but maybe a girl you just met. You go out for coffee or something, you might hit with a whiff of this. I wouldn't. I just don't think it's masculine enough for me, but it's a pleasing aroma. You know, you might be able to pull this off as a man, just smelling like you've got some really nice shower gel, some really nice deodorant or something that's just got some fruity kick to it. But because it's so airy and crisp, you know, I'll be honest with you, man. Women love like Jean Paul Gaultier and Baccarat Rouge on men. So I mean, this could absolutely rock. This competes neck and neck with Baccarat Rouge in my opinion in terms of profile and just pleasingness to smell in the air. I would love to smell this around my room, to be honest. This smells phenomenal. We went over use case. I think this is any season, any reason. Yeah, this could go cold weather, warm weather, indoor, outdoor, absolutely. If you're outdoors, 6 to 10 sprays. If you're indoors, if you're a woman, 6 to 10 sprays. If you're a man, four and below, I think 4 to 6 max. Yeah, and it's just a wonderful fragrance. I don't want to go over the 20-minute mark, guys. I don't want to run this out, but I just think it's pretty cool that I found this, you know, $17 at TJ Maxx of all places, and it wasn't even bottled up in the glass rack. This was just laying out in the open. This just a sealed bottle of Lattafa, man. I have seen some Lattafas in stores like that. Like, I feel like Lattafa is starting to work its way into these shops. So you guys let me know. It's definitely coastal dependent. Like, let me know if your guys' Ross, TJ Maxx, and Burlington's carry Lattafa. Because I did see a Lattafa fragrance in a Burlington shop center. I forgot which one it was, but it wasn't a very popular one. But Lattafa's starting to creep into the department stores. So that's pretty dope. People who are against clones and dupes, they're here to stay. With that being said, let me know if you have any more questions in the comments. Hope I answered everything for you. Again, I think this is an insane sleeper, a great purchase for me. I'll probably give out decants of this to the audience, or maybe even gift it to a girl or my wife at a certain point to see what she thinks about it, or maybe one of my nieces or sister-in-laws, whatever. But this is a phenomenal fragrance to me, whether I like it or, you know, I wouldn't wear it personally a lot, but I am going to try it out once and then probably give it away because I think it's just an excellent fragrance. Let me know if you guys have Lattafa Rams Gold, guys. And if you're considering it for purchase, contribute to the conversation of fragrance. We are growing fast, and I appreciate every last one of you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And more than importantly, turn on the notification bell so that you guys can be awakened each morning by the new episode that pops up, typically at 6 a.m. If I'm slipping on the thumbnail, I normally post sometime around lunch. But you guys have a blessed week. This is the Scent Bubble. Peace out.